Hello and welcome back to part 4 with Ilene Dillon. I hope you have been watching or listening other episodes with her. And if you haven't, please do so and visit my website lightupvishwa.com. You can find my podcast on TuneIn Radio, iTunes, Spotify, Castbox, and you can watch on YouTube or the Groton channel. And you can find the links on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. And I hope you can visit Eileen's website as well, and that is emotionalmasteryforlife.com. You can write to her, you can ask any questions. She's amazing with that. She's very accessible and she would be happy to answer any of your questions. She's an emotional mastery expert and amazing advice that she has been giving on all these segments, and she knows a lot about parenting because she's herself a parent and a grandmother. So stay tuned for more with her and let me know what you think of all these episodes or one of these episodes of my guests, and send your feedback and comments through my website or any other social media outlet that you use. Thank you again and keep watching. Yes. Any message of hope? I know you have given us hope, but any other message of hope for the youth of today or people that are in this day and age dealing with different challenges that maybe your generation had to deal in their youth?
That's a really interesting question, because I believe that if you understand that there is an order, which the understanding of being in a giant school does for me, there is an order to things. Uh, Things do happen for a reason. Emotions are there to help you. This is an organized system, and we are designed to have a journey when we come to the earth, and the journey is meant to work out. And even if you struggle with something for your whole life, one of the sayings that I've developed over the years is if you figure it out and get it on the day you die, you still did it. You know? So it's it's just a matter of we're having experiences, and what we need to do is to embrace them as fully and enthusiastically, even if they don't feel good. Embrace them as learning opportunities, do the learning, and keep moving. And that will give the most amazing life to anyone. My adopted daughter, I met her when she was 8. I knew that she had some special gift to give to the world. So when she finished her bachelor's degree in anthropology at Reed College in Portland, Oregon, she came home and she said, "I've found out what I want to do for my life, my work right now, and I want to work for this organization called Pachamama, which is a nonprofit, and I want to go into the jungle of Ecuador and work with them on a maternal health project." Now, she's 22 years old. It turns out that the indigenous people in Ecuador had a process for mothers giving birth where the mother would go off to their little family garden plot in the jungle and give birth on their own with nobody around and nobody who could help if there were complications. So this 22-year-old went into the jungle. She developed her ability to speak Shuar and Achuar, or whatever the language is there, and very good at Spanish. And she developed a program teaching people in a community to help one another with birth. And then that community went out to other communities in the jungle and spread it. And she did that for 10 years, right? Now, the hope is, she came home, she said, they're going to pay me $200 a month. And we said, okay, that sounds more like a volunteer position than a job, right? And we told her, we won't let you die, but we're not going to save you. So within 6 months, she had upped the money they were paying her by several $100s, right? Because she needed more, right? And that's responsibility. We let her have that responsibility. We refuse to take it for her. Do you see how that works? But the hope is that this was something that she really felt motivated and moved to do. Her dad didn't want her to leave the country. And I supported her. Go do what's in your heart to do. It opened so many avenues. She has given talks at Yale and Columbia University. She's been featured in videos made by Harvard. She's been in international magazines. She's made connections with people all over the world that none of this I would have imagined, right?
Yeah.
But she did it because she was following her heart. And that's the hope for all of us. Follow your heart.
Yeah. So if I may ask, why was your husband not wanting her to go initially, or was there a reason for the safety, or
Probably a little bit of that, but by and large, he wanted his baby to be close to him.
okay? And if it was a boy, would he had the same?
I don't know. He was the father of 4 daughters.
Okay.
He seemed, I have a son, and that's his stepson, and he seemed to be a little looser in that. But I think, I mean, he was brought up in an Orthodox Jewish family and eventually became, in his 30s, he became Catholic. He was a very interesting, complicated, complex man, right?
Oh, yeah.
But that early training, the family is so important in Judaism, and that was what he grew up with. He lived with his parents until he graduated from medical school, for example. And so he wanted his babies to be close to him. And that's one of the reasons he died in our home is he said, when I die, I want my daughters to be collected around me. My son came also. And we essentially had about a 10-day pajama party at our house, helping him to die, which was wonderful for him and wonderful for all of us. Sometimes I had to throw the kids out of the bedroom. I'm going, there's a man dying in here. You need to go have fun someplace else. But I know he loved it. I know he did.
Nice. So would you say that you have found your purpose?
Absolutely. Yes.
So what is your purpose?
It took me a long time. I had 5 different majors in college. I couldn't figure out what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
My purpose is to help people wake up and be conscious. And another part of my purpose is to teach love, to help people open to love, most especially for themselves. When I was growing up, my birth mother didn't have a very good reputation in our family. And I was told that I was the daughter of a prostitute. And that was a difficult, that you rolled your eyes. That was a difficult thing to grow up with. And when I was 37, I was newly divorced and living on my own. And I hadn't felt good about myself for all those years. And I'd taken a shower and was drying my hair. And I looked in the mirror and I went, well, you don't look so bad. And the voice in my head came up, for the daughter of a prostitute. And I thought, wow, that is such a heavy lesson to equip myself with. Why would I do that to myself? And the voice came back and said, it sure would teach you to be humble, wouldn't it? And I realized what humility means to me is constantly remembering that there's something larger than myself, all right? And so it would teach me that there's something larger than myself. And it would also open the door. I realized at that moment that I spent all my time as a therapist teaching people to love themselves. That I worked with love all the time. And all I needed to do was direct that love to myself. And that's when I started doing it.
Wonderful.
That's our hope, too.
Yes.
Love yourself.
Definitely. Definitely. Anything before I ask you my last question about the environment you would like to share or say?
Well, to parents who are listening,